Well, no, it's a good point, actually, because I think some people do come into contact with them, you know. I think if you go to, you know, I had mates from school went to Durham or whatever, and they met people kind of in those echelons, but I've never face-to-face met anyone like that in my life, so I'm not well-versed in that way. We didn't even meet the Duke of Beaufort, because I don't think he could be fucked, but...
I've never met any royals, so, I mean, I wouldn't...
I have, yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
All right?
Well, yeah. You know, I like Prince Charles, or King Charles he is now.
Yeah.
I enjoyed meeting him. And Camilla, I met at a radio station.
Really?
Yeah, Joe was with me. And we was doing, and it was Debbie Harry, right, out of Blondie, me, and Camilla, and she was mint.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I've never met anyone that posh.
Yeah.
I think, like, sometimes I go into restaurants and I feel intimidated by how posh everyone seems there. Like, the mums at the school gate are the scariest posh people I know. They're lovely, but they scare me.
Yeah, you can't really top the royals, can you? Because Vinnie said the Queen, and I was like,
oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I was when I was doing what was the film I was doing? Oh, it was the Out and Garden Job, right? And we're in Windsor Park with Michael Caine and Tom Courtenay and all that, right? And this Range Rover pulled in, and it was Prince Philip, and the window went down. And I was standing there. He said, "Oh, what are you doing?" I said, "We're making a film, sir." Right, you know. He said, "Oh." I said, "There's Sir Tom Courtenay in there. Would you like to meet him?" He went, "No." I put the window up and fucked off. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. It was in the step.
I think he's used Henry on the last. I think he's used Henry Cable 3 or 4 times. Gyllenhaal, you know, and these names want to work with him because he's an extremely good filmmaker, and he's sharp. He's a bit of a savant. He's interesting. You know, we had, I mean, the filming process on Fortune, on Operation Fortune, was terrific. I loved it because it was improvisation, and I'm a musician and I was a jazz musician, so I felt at home with that. But the actual time off the set, the trailer time, was as powerful. The chats were as wonderful, you know, and so someone said earlier in an interview, what makes him a good director? And I'll say this again, it's you want him to like the work you've just done on a take. And I think that is a sign of a good director.
We're in the land of gentry. Who's the poshest person you ever met? If you have to, is anyone that comes to mind the poshest person you've ever met?
She is. Oh, and her mum.
Crumbs, I'm trying to
I met the
think.
Queen. You met the Queen, didn't you?
Queen.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get much posher than that.
Yeah, I think she's the ultimate, isn't she?
Yeah,
so
shook
she's
hands
the
with the
ultimate.
Queen.